Hello everybody, I'm Jodie Herbert from Really Learning. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer and I'm sitting here today with Santos Jose, who's our CEO and founder of Really Learning. Hi Santos, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. It's great to be here, Jodie.
That's really good. So as you can see from the sign behind me, we're actually sitting here discussing our new competition called Minipreneur Shark Tank. Now, this is a competition. It's a national pitching competition for kids aged 8 to 13 years. And it's designed to help kids create that design ideation, critical thinking, problem solving. Basically, they come up with a great business idea, they plan it, they think about how they're going to execute it, and then they record a 3-minute pitch and upload that recording to our website to enter the competition. And from what you can see, the prizes here are pretty substantial, Santos, aren't they?
Of course.
Exactly. $2,000 is up to grabs for the national winner. So, Santos, first off, let's go back to the beginning. Why did you actually feel it was necessary to start Really Learning?
Look, as a dad of 2 daughters and an entrepreneur and working in the corporate sector as well, I found that there were some significant challenges that schools created. I started the program initially for my daughters and a few of my mates and their kids, and the word just spread around, and before we knew, there were
now we're
many more
national.
people. That's right.
That's right.
And when I started following what they're doing in education, I found it hasn't really changed that much. And the people who walked in through the doors for the interviews in some of the positions that I had out there also had similar challenges. And I kind of felt that it was about time someone actually got into it and fixed this. And that's how I started Really Learning.
And I believe, we've also got students in Singapore and Canada now as well.
That's correct.
Exactly. So the program is growing, and it's so many people are taking it up, and they're actually feeling that it's providing a really good educational process, which is filling those gaps in education. What are you actually hoping this Minipreneur Shark Tank is going to bring to Australian education?
Sure. So I remember when I was an 8-year-old, I had so many ideas.
Yes.
And I'm sure as parents, Jodie, you've got 3 children, I've got 2 children myself. We're constantly looking at ideas, what our children come up with, and constantly amazed with some of the creative ideas that they come from. And as parents, I know we try our best to stay on top of that.
Yes, we do.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough time. Neither do some of us have the experience and the right qualifications to guide these future budding entrepreneurs.
Yes, well, the world's changed so much, hasn't it? I mean, when I was at school, computers hadn't even been invented yet. We were still using slide rules and tabulations. And then when I was at university, the 286, remember the Pentium 286 that
Yes.
came out?
Who can forget that?
Oh my gosh, that screaming dial-up.
Yes.
But we thought it was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And, these days technology has moved so far forward that, it's really hard for parents if you're not actually part of that technological world.
That's right.
It's really hard to be able to provide that kind of support to your child.
That's right. And when you turn back and look at these 3 guys there behind us,
Yeah.
you realize when they were entrepreneurs, they were not accepted by mainstream schools, and they didn't have, unfortunately, parents who knew what to do about it. So I decided it's about time we created a program where children can have the right platform to pitch their ideas, be encouraged to do that, and not just being encouraged and given coaching, but also given this seed money of $2,000 that they can then use to develop whatever ideas they have, and not just in isolation. We also work with them to actually help them foster that ideation as well as that entrepreneurship spirit, and help them to develop the right company from a very young age, working with the right team in Australia with some of the most successful entrepreneurs that we have in this country, as some of the successful coaches. Imagine what your child could do if you're giving them this opportunity, at that young age.
Yes, exactly. And that's the whole premise behind this competition. It's a national competition. It's going to run for 11 months, and we're going to have 4 heats for that competition, and then a grand final, a national grand final. So basically for each heat, we're going to have a panel of adjudicators, aren't we?
Correct.
Who are going to be selected from our sponsorship pool, and they're going to be selecting 12 pitches in order to go in each heat, and then from that 2 pitches get selected to go to nationals, and then one very, very clever person is going to win the $2,000 seed money.
I can't wait for that.
Exactly. Look, some of the best ideas come out of the mouths of babes, don't they?
Of course they do.
Yes.
And they're not just given the opportunity to develop them further. In fact, our education system just doesn't allow them to be that creative.
No.
Unfortunately. And a lot of them just lose their creativity, and a lot of them just decide to work for someone, which is so unfortunate, because all of them have such great ideas when they're young.
Yes.
And it's just, I just feel disheartened when I see a lot of them not trying to follow their dreams just because they don't know how to do it. Neither do they have the backing that they should be having. And, I'm so proud of what we're doing in Really Learning, because we're here to change that for our children and for our next generation.
Definitely. So, why do you think it's important for kids to develop these 21st century skills, Santos?
Look, it's not just me who thinks it's important. I think the Australian curriculum, as well as a lot of the education system around the world, not just in Australia, realizes that for children to be prepared for the 21st century and for the jobs, as well as the life that's coming in the future, there are some core skills that are missing. And what I mean by that are skills like problem solving,
Yes.
critical thinking, how do you work in teams successfully,
Yes.
financial literacy.
Oh, yes.
There's heaps and heaps of them, right? And it's just common sense that if you look back ourselves, I mean, what we really apply in our jobs, what we really apply in our day-to-day lives, we find a lot of these skills that we are actually applying were not necessarily taught to us. And these skills are getting more and more important every day, especially after a pandemic, or maybe even during the pandemic that we're living right now.
Yes. Yeah.
And if we don't give enough importance to these skills at a very young age and develop those skills at a young age, it gets harder and harder for us to acquire, as some of us find it every day.
Yes.
And having that skills taught at a young age, and not just taught in a way that schools do it, but getting them to apply that in a fun and gamified environment, is what children really want, so that it becomes like a muscle memory in them. And once it becomes as a muscle memory, they're able to apply this everywhere else they go. So if you look at any research out there, there are employers who are shouting off the roof saying that they're not getting the right job applicants walking in through the door. They're looking for job applicants who have these skills even today, not just for the future. And unfortunately, a lot of our graduates who walk out of some of the prestigious universities do not have these skills. So Jody, what is the format for the Minipreneurs Shark Tank?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, because basically it's 100% online, which makes it so easy for parents. And schools even. There's no need to get permission for travel. There's no need to jump in your car and drive to the capital in order to be part of the heats or the final. Everything is going to be online. So the kids can record their 3-minute pitch and upload it online. All of our heats will be held online, and we'll be using those recorded pitches. Of course, there will be an element there where the kids need to answer a few questions from the judges online, but the actual pressure point, the pitch, can be recorded. And the same format again for the nationals, where we will use their recorded pitch, and then once more it'll be a Q&A with the judges. And then, of course, one very clever person will be given will win the $2,000 seed money, and will be able to see their business become a reality with full backing of mentoring and marketing advice.
That's fantastic. Can't wait for that. Now, I've got 2 daughters as well. So how can I get my 11-year-old and 8-year-old to actually join and participate in the Minipreneurs Shark Tank?
Oh, okay. Very easy. You just go to our website, which is Really Learning, REALI, learning.com/Shark Tank, which is one word.
/ Shark Tank. Got it.
Yeah, that's right. reallylearning.com/Shark Tank. And there you'll see the registration form. So all you have to do at this point is just register. So everybody should jump on, register their child, so that they have an opportunity then to upload their 3-minute business pitch, which you can record on any smartphone. if you don't have a proper camera. And, some of the pictures I've seen in the past, they've been recorded outdoors, indoors. There's been pictures recorded in the pool because they were talking about a pool floaty company and all sorts of things like that. So the more creative you can get, the more fun you can make it, the more bright and colourful you can make it, the more the judges will love it.
So can they submit a pitch, maybe on a written document, or maybe like an artwork? Would you be accepting those kind of pitches as well? Because I know my daughter likes to draw things as well.
Look, I would say that, if they're creative like that, by all means, get them to draw things out. Perhaps their drawings could be put on a PowerPoint and you could just put their voiceover over the top. Most smartphones have a voice recorder, and then you can just put that MP3 file on the PDF. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. We're very keen to see examples of branding as well. So if they've got an idea for a logo, it doesn't have to be done professionally. Please don't spend money on it. Just get the kids to try and draw their own logo and colour it in as they see it in their mind. That's what we're after. We want their ideas completely untainted by, what would you say, boring adult intervention.
That's a good summary. Now, I really love this whole idea, but my daughters, they want to see what they're getting in terms of prizes as well when they get into a competition.
Yes.
So what are some of the prizes that are in this competition?
Okay, of course. So at the national level, we've got it here behind us. So basically, the national winner will receive $2,000 prize money, which is going to be used as seed money for their business idea. And our team will work with them, mentoring them and giving them marketing advice on how to get that started for 12 months. And then not only that, they will also receive 12 months access to the Really Learning online program, where they can actually hone their entrepreneurial mindset and skill set.
Wow.
Yes, that's right. Some of the programs that we've done in the past have been in the online program is a mission to Antarctica, saving a restaurant from closing after a bushfire, pitching for a $2 million grant for a theme park. And of course this term they've been learning about the property market. They've been learning how to buy property, mortgage it, learn about inflation, and how to improve the property on a budget, and they're learning about auctions and things like that. So, and of course, all the work that they do happens in our animated metaverse.
Absolutely.
Gamified metaverse, really. It's gamified, which is really exciting. I know my daughter, who's 11, absolutely loves it.
Wow. So keeping the mentoring aside, I was just doing the math. So you're getting $2,000 as prize money,
yes,
as a winner, plus you're getting 12 months access into the program, which is around $1,500. It's $3,500 worth of prize money,
yes,
plus mentoring from some of the best entrepreneurs and coaches in Australia.
That's right. And of course there will be minor prizes at the heat level as well for the winners that go through to the national final.
Great. Can't wait to have this.
So everybody, I think we've explained everything that we need to explain. All you need to do now is go to our website, Really Learning, REALI, learning.com/Shark Tank, and register your child. Make sure you do that, because that's the only way that you will get the information kit, which will tell you when our free online entrepreneurial workshops will be held, and also how to upload your 3-minute recording of your business pitch. Right, so thank you so much for your time, Santos. I know you're a really busy man. It's a big company and you're just always run off your feet. And I'll be back next week with the next take on Really Learning. Bye for now.